Nice buns, soft, fluffy, and ultra-low net carbs. Discover Hero Bread, the delicious ultra-low net carb bread with incredible taste and texture. Hero Bread has 0 grams of sugar and is under 100 calories per serving. Plus, high in fiber and up to 10 grams of protein per serving. Available on Amazon.com, Walmart.com, and Hero.co. That's Hero.co. Order from Hero.co now and get 10% off your purchase with promo code IHM10.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
Hello, good morning, angels, and welcome back to Morning Ray. I'm your host, LAN or Alana. It feels like it's been forever since I've spoken to you guys. It truly has, because the episode that went live on Monday, so a few days ago, was recorded pretty much a month ago before everything in the world started to really pick up, and I don't really want to talk about it too much, just for my own peace and my own safety. For those of you who have reached out and checked in on me and made sure that I'm okay, I really appreciate you and it means the world to me. I'm excited to bring back bonus episodes in October. I guess it's not really a bonus episode because we didn't have any episodes for the first 2 weeks of October, but it feels good to be doing a bonus episode, to be doing an Ask LAN ep. Let's discuss my current faves and then get into the questions that you have all sent over. I do Q&As every Monday on my Instagram at Alana Bloomberg. If you're not following there already, you can send in your questions. I'll answer and provide my words of wisdom on stories, but once a month on Fridays, I will do a little ask column, advice column on the pod. So let's get into our current faves. I have finally gotten myself out of ordering Uber Eats and getting takeout all the time, and I feel so much better. My wallet is so much happier, and honestly, I'm just so happy. So I discovered Nook, N-O-O-K. It's essentially a meal prep service, but there's no refined sugars, it's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, it's plant-forward, so it's very nutrient-dense food. It's very much how I would cook and facilitate my own recipes at home. So I get their meals for lunch and dinner for a majority of the week. I originally started off with 10 meals. I've gone down to 8 because I find that's the better number for me. So I have enough for lunches and for dinners, approximately, more or less. And I really do love it. I get the athlete plan. This is not sponsored at all. I have paid for it with my own money, but I do really love the meals. They taste so delicious. I've really been loving. My favorites so far, actually, are the chicken pesto pasta. The turkey meatballs are so good. The turkey burger is really good. The chicken shawarma. Those are my favorites so far. I really do like them. The salads are really nice. And the owner, Maddie, is just the sweetest person ever. I got to talk to her a little bit over Instagram DMs. We're actually going for coffee next week. But I really have been loving Nook, and it's the first thing in my 2 or so years of living on my own to get me out of ordering Uber Eats all the time. So I say that's an accomplishment and a win. I would say it's pretty affordable for what you're getting. If you were to buy all the groceries for all the different meals, or to order takeout for every single meal that you're buying, it's cheaper. It comes out to around $17 per meal, I think, somewhere around there. Uber Eats is typically 25 to 30 for me for a meal. So this is really, really nice. I also got new tattoos last week. I got 3. I'm very spontaneous when it comes to my tattoos. I always have ideas and concepts that I'm thinking of, but I'm not someone that will go ahead and book a tattoo appointment. It's more so I have my artist. I wait and see when she posts cancellations, and if she posts a cancellation and it feels like the right time for me to get a tattoo, then I'll DM her and I'll kind of just like figure it out as I get to the appointment, what exactly I want, where I want it, how I want it, etc. So I got 3 new tattoos. I now have 9. This is pretty crazy. 9 tattoos, like pop off LAN. So I got an 18 on my forearm. I got a rose behind my left ear, and I got the word amour by my boobs / on my ribs. The rib one was definitely like the most uncomfortable because I felt like I couldn't move or breathe properly because I didn't want to move. And then behind my ear was like a weird sensation because I could also hear it. Like directly next to my ear. It's almost like when you get a piercing, you can kind of hear like the needle go through. Ugh, heebie-jeebies. But I didn't find any of them super painful. They are super fine line and small tattoos, so I don't really expect them to be that painful, but I really do love them. And I don't know, whenever I get a new tattoo, I just feel like a baddie. I feel like cool. I don't know. It's an instant confidence boost. The same thing with like a fresh haircut, new hair color, new piercing. It kind of is just an instant mood boost. I've also been loving Good Space Pilates. I can't remember if I've spoken about it on the pod yet because it's been so long, but I've really been loving it. It's a Pilates and yoga studio. I really like their mat Pilates, and I've been back on my hot coffee game. I kind of missed having like a hot latte, and it feels really nice to have that again, except my Breville frother keeps giving me issues. It keeps getting clogged. So if anyone has any advice as to how to prevent that, please let me know. And also, I haven't updated the pod, but I had my half marathon on the 15th. It was so amazing, but also so hard, but I'm already going to do one in May, and I'm really excited. And thank you to anyone who is listening who pushed me to sign up for a half marathon, to sign up for races. I wouldn't have been able to get here without you, and it just like truly means the world to me. And lastly, before we get into the Q&A, into the advice column, I just finished the book, The Social Climber. It was definitely a slow burn, but it was such a plot twist and so good and so satisfying, and I highly recommend it. I have it on my Goodreads, always linked in the show notes, and I'm about to start Daisy Hates, which is the second book in the Magnolia Parks universe series. I think that's what it's called, but it's the second book from Magnolia Parks, and I'm really excited. But let's get into our Q&A. I have a few questions written down over here. Currently overthinking an embarrassing social situation. Any advice? I think it's really normal and natural to overthink and rethink and replay embarrassing situations in our mind. But the reality is that no one else really cares. They've long gone forgotten about it. And if they haven't, like, fuck them. Like, who cares? We're all humans. We all make mistakes. We all do embarrassing things. Most of the time, you're making it to be so much bigger than it actually is in your head. And there's nothing wrong with you for doing that. Like, that's totally normal. I do the same thing. My friends do the same thing. But in reality, it's so small. It's such a short period of time in your life. And most of the time, people are going to forget. And just act confident and no one will question you. Like, just act like it was supposed to happen. Deal with it, forget about it. If you continuously bring it up to whoever was involved in the situation, like, obviously they're going to keep thinking about it, but just like, let it be, let it go. I wouldn't stress about it. It's not the end all be all. Honestly, when in doubt, laugh it out. Like, it truly, laughter is nature's medicine. How to deal with being single. I spoke about this a bit on stories when answering this in Monday's Q&A, but I wanted to bring it onto the pod for maybe anyone who didn't see the story and to also talk about this a bit more. I don't know when or why being single got such a bad rep, like why if you're single doesn't mean something's wrong with you, especially females. Like, I think society teaches us and tells us that something is wrong with us or that we're broken or we're unlovable if we are single. Like, there's a problem with us. In order to be excelling at life, we should be in a long-term relationship. But that is so far from the truth. There is nothing wrong with being single. If anything, I think being single is a really amazing thing, and it's a really great way to find independence and to find ways to better your self-esteem and to better your self-confidence and to really learn about yourself and to have energy and time and the ability to be selfish and to spend time with your friends and to build these really meaningful, lasting friendships and to build a really meaningful and lasting relationship with yourself, a healthy relationship with yourself, to learn how to love yourself. Being single really allows you to put all your energy and time into that. And not that you can't do these things if you're dating someone. Like, I don't want you to be listening to this and think whether or not you're in a relationship that you can't do these things if you're in one, because you 100% can. But obviously, if you're in a relationship, some of your energy, your time, and your focus and attention has to go into that relationship and towards that other person. Being super busy can make it really easy to fall into a dinner time recipe rut, or even with your lunches. Any meal, honestly, can get you into a rut, especially with a busy schedule this fall. You can keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every single week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. It's truly a no-brainer. It does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your doorstep, pre-proportioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It's never been easier. I personally love HelloFresh as a way to get exposure to new recipes, make my life a bit easier as a busy 20-year-old in the city. And I love that it's worry-free, it's super easy, it's convenient, and gets delivered straight to my door. Go to hellofresh.com/50ray and use code 50ray for 50% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/50RAE and use code 50ray, 50RAE for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and thank you for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Ray.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a...
I feel like my list of things to buy, to do, activities that involve spending money is never ending around the holidays, making the idea of investing and saving and thinking about your future to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more overwhelming. Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing for you, your kids, and your retirement, even during the holidays. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you. You don't need a ton of time. You can create your Acorns account and start automatically investing your money in just 5 minutes. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now. That could be $5 a day or even just your spare change. That's right, Acorns can round every purchase you make up to the dollar and automatically invest your spare change for you. And you can get bonus investments just for buying the stuff you need from the brands you love. I personally love Acorns. It's simplified the investment process, which can be overwhelming and intimidating, but it just makes it so simple, so easy, and something more accessible no matter how much money you have to invest. Head to acorns.com/Alana or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/Alana. I'm super excited about today's sponsor. They've sponsored the podcast before, and this is a topic I'm super passionate about. I fear that us as girls struggle with PMS far more than we should, and we really shouldn't. I truly get the worst PMS symptoms. My boobs are sensitive, my face breaks out, my sugar controllings are out of whack. I feel like I'm just a bottomless pit. My mood is not the vibe, and Estro Control has been super helpful in helping manage those PMS symptoms and making that time of the month a lot more enjoyable. Estro Control is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth, a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. Say no more. Estro Control contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, especially if you are someone like myself who struggles with PMS. It was created to help women feel like themselves all month long and to not struggle with the feelings PMS can cause. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Alana at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code Alana for 15% off today.
Large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
This is the smell of the leftover tuna fish sandwich you left in your lunchbox over the weekend in a wimpy trash bag.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy!
Blech! And this is the smell of that same sandwich in a hefty, ultra-strong trash bag.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Ah, smell the difference? Hefty Ultra Strong has Arm & Hammer with continuous odor control, so no matter what's inside your trash, you can stay one step ahead of stinky. And for bigger jobs, try the superior strength of Hefty Large Black Bags.
Whereas if you're single, you can be really selfish and you can make decisions solely for yourself. Like, you don't have to think about how this would impact someone else. I want to say like 95% of the time. And also, being single, you have the ability to date casually, to move, to travel, to experience life on your own, and to do all the things that you really want to do, again, without necessarily having to consider the life and the values and wants and needs of someone else. I think you learn a lot also about yourself through dating casually. Like, what are you like on a date? Like, what is it like for you to be meeting someone for the first time? What do you want in a partner? What do you not want? What sort of like encounters do you prefer to have in a romantic setting? Like, do you prefer to be like treated really well and taken out to a super expensive restaurant? Or do you want something more lax, like going to the movies or a more casual dining spot? Do you want them to cook for you? Like, what sort of things are you looking for in a relationship and in a partner in a more casual setting while still getting to know yourself and experience life as an independent? I think everyone should be single at some point in their life. I think it's really important for self-discovery, and it really allows you to be sure of who you are and to not be lost and to not hold on to your identity as a result of who you're dating. It's really easy to place like your identity into the hands of your partner. And I've seen a lot of friends do this time and time again. Like, they'll essentially pick up their partner's hobbies and interests and friend groups and kind of ditch their own, and to each their own. But personally, I think it's really important to have your own things and to have your own character traits and to have your own interests and to be really passionate and excited about them. And I feel like being single is the only way to truly grasp that fully. Not that you can't do any of these things in a relationship. I think if your relationship is prohibiting you from being able to have independence and build good relationships with your friends and to have a good relationship with yourself and to do things on your own, then maybe you need to reevaluate your relationship and if it's the healthiest and best thing for you in the long term. But I do think there is a different experience that you have in being single, and especially being single in your teens and your early 20s, or just like your 20s in general. There's something so unique and giving about it, and I think it's honestly a really beautiful thing. I hate how society has imposed such a negative perspective on being single, and I'm not going to sit here and act all innocent like I've never thought something was wrong with me because I'm single and I've never had a long-term relationship, or think that I was once broken or that I am broken or hated the fact that I was single. Completely normal and human. But I think we should really work together as a whole to flipping this narrative that that being single isn't such a bad thing, that it actually can be a really great thing. I don't know. I think it's all about your perspective. I always talk about like reframing things in your perspective and finding the silver lining. There's no having to deal with being single. I think that's a very negative outlook on it. I think when you start to look at being single as something that's good and it's exciting and it's beneficial and it's worthwhile, you might enjoy it a little bit more, and you might feel a little less desperate to find a partner. You might feel a little less lonely, a little less broken, less like there's something wrong with you, and you might just love the part of you, of your identity that is being single. Advice for still not knowing what to do after high school. Girly pop, high school is so young, and I wish I could have told myself that. You are so young, and it is so okay if you still don't know what you want to do after high school. You're still so young, and it's still so okay if you don't know what you want to do after university. You're still young, and it's still so okay if you don't know what to do within the first year, the second year, the third year, the fourth year, the fifth year of post-grad. It doesn't matter where you are. We're all kind of just living life and experiencing it for the first time, and there's no specific timeline that you have to follow or have to abide by, even if society makes you believe otherwise. In summary of this episode, society kind of sucks, and they put a lot of negative connotations on a lot of things. I just want to encourage you to break those stigmas and to break those norms and to create your own, and to create your own set of rules, and to become your own person, and to go after whatever your heart and your head are telling you are meant for you. And it's okay if you change your mind a couple of times or many times or maybe a few times, or maybe you stick to one thing and that's your thing. But I'm telling you, you don't need to stress. It's not worth it. You're not the only one that doesn't know. Even if everyone acts like they know exactly what they want to do after high school, I promise you, they don't know 110% like you think they do. They're just as lost as you are. So don't stress. Talk to your guidance counselor. Talk to your career counselor. Talk to a counselor, talk to a career coach. There are so many different options. Talk to a life coach. And also just don't be afraid to try things out, to really give them a shot. Give things a fair shot before you give up on them. And you might be surprised. You might find something that you really love, but just know you're not alone in feeling this way. I'm currently kind of feeling this way. Even if someone seems like they have everything put together, I promise you, they're just like you. They're figuring out life for the first time. They're living it for the first time, just like you. And we're all kind of just improvising and figuring shit out as we go. Getting over a breakup and trying to be friends with them. I'm all for one for having no bad blood and being friends with your exes and whatnot. But sometimes it's just not healthy, and it's only going to cause you more heartbreak. Continue to open the wound that you're trying to heal. I think time apart is really important. I believe in no contact. I think no contact is so important and so necessary post-breakup, whether it's a situationship or full-on relationship breakup, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you're in the same friend group or group of friends or high school grade or whatever, I totally understand wanting to be civil and for things to be chill, but I wouldn't force that on yourself. Give yourself and give them time and space. And if being friends is in your future, it will come back. But I think trying to continue to hang out with them while you're grieving the relationship and dealing with the breakup is only going to make it so much harder, and is only going to make it so much more messy and toxic. And especially if there's parties and you're drinking and who knows what, feelings can get messy. So I'd just be very careful with that situation. How to get over a guy who low-key ghosted right as I started catching feelings too. I spoke about this one a bit on stories as well, but I wanted to bring it to the pod because I think it's a situation that so many of us have experienced. Unfortunately, ghosting is a big thing in our dating culture, and I absolutely hate it. Ghosting and situationships will forever be the death of me, but I'm also not going to sit here and act like I haven't participated in ghosting or a situationship before. We're all human. We all have our shticks and whatnot, but just know that, and obviously I have ghosted before. I don't really recommend it, and I'm chirping myself here as well because I have done it before. I try not to though. I really don't advise against it because it is not nice. But someone who ghosts is a coward, and they're not willing to be mature and face you and be honest and upfront with you. Do you really want to be in a relationship with someone who can't communicate with you, who can't be mature, who clearly doesn't care about your feelings? They're very selfish and that they're just like ghosting you? I really don't think so. So try to just like hold on to that. I know when we get hurt or we get turned down or rejected or abandoned, it can be really easy to place the blame on ourselves and then to also only remember the good things about them. But I want to remind you to look at the whole picture and to remember everything, and to also know that you're worthy of someone who wants to be with you, who wants to communicate with you, who doesn't question whether or not you're the one for them. And I believe that that person is out there for everyone, or maybe there's multiple people in your lifetime that are out there for you. I would just put your energy into focusing on yourself. Do the things that make you feel good. If your morning routine makes you feel really good, if going to workout classes makes you feel good, hanging out with your friends, going out with your friends, like just do the things that make you feel really good and confident, and put your energy into that instead of into whatever was into them or thinking about them. Let yourself be sad for like 24, 48 hours. Let yourself cry. Let yourself feel with your emotions. Journal. If you go to therapy, discuss it with your therapist. But then after that time, like, pick yourself up, be the badass bitch that you are, and come back out stronger than ever before, and get back out there and be yourself and have fun. Like, the more you dwell in something, the more it's going to hurt and the longer it's going to hurt. So let yourself feel, let those emotions release. I don't think it's good to hold anything in, but give yourself a time frame, 24 or 48 hours to like really sulk, and then pick the pieces up, get back out there. Your Prince Charming, your soulmate, your person is out there somewhere.
Being super busy can make it really easy to fall into a dinner time recipe rut, or even with your lunches. Any meal, honestly, can get you into a rut, especially with a busy schedule this fall. You can keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every single week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. It's truly a no-brainer. It does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your doorstep, pre-proportioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It's never been easier. I personally love HelloFresh as a way to get exposure to new recipes, make my life a bit easier as a busy 20-year-old in the city. And I love that it's worry-free, it's super easy, it's convenient, and gets delivered straight to my door. Go to HelloFresh.com/50Ray and use code 50Ray for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/50RAE and use code 50Ray, 50RAE for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and thank you for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Ray.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Favorite makeup recommendations. Okay, I feel like I've been really nailing my makeup lately. I've been really loving the Refi Beauty Primer, the Sculpt and Glow one. I know a lot of people don't love the roll-on application because they say it's unhygienic, but I personally love it, and my skin's been looking great. So really love that. Also really love this like Fenty Beauty. It's like an SPF primer situation. I wear that one during the day. So love that. Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. The Kosas concealer, I really do love. I also really like the Nude Sticks one. Powder, I love the Ilia. It's like flawless blurring powder situation. Blush, I've been loving the Nude Sticks bronzing blush stick situation in Sunkissed, layered with the NARS Orgasm. Is it Orgasm? Yeah, Orgasm blush, the liquid one. And then the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand on like my highlight points, my high points. Gosh, I can't speak. Really love that. The Nude Sticks, I think it's like Honey Glow highlighter. I also really love the Lancome Hypnose, the original mascara. My Refi Brow Sculpt and Brow Tint. Merit Bronzing Balm, Dior Glow Blush in 001 Pink, and the MAC Fix Plus Setting Spray. Those are like my holy grails right now. Absolutely love them. Refi has my heart. Oh, and I also really love the MAC Lip Pencil in Whisper with my Rhode Lip Peptide Treatment in Toasted or in Ribbon. Really love. What's your next running goal? Right now, I am just in recovery from my half, so I'm building back up my mileage. So that's what I'm focusing on right now, but I do want to improve my overall pace. I think I'm going to do a 5K plan. It's like 8 weeks or something. I want to just like improve my average pace so that my next half marathon I can run faster. That's my goal right now. And then I think I'm just gonna go into base training. So yeah, I'm finishing up my post-race plan. Next week will be the third week and the last week. And then I'm gonna go into a 5K plan to increase my overall pace, and then just like off-season training. And then I don't know, I haven't decided what would be next. But my next race is only in May. It's May 4th, I think. So I still have some time. How are you navigating dating Jewish in Toronto? If you guys didn't know, I'm Jewish and proud. I find navigating Jewish in Toronto, dating Jewish in Toronto. I feel like I go back and forth about whether or not I want to strictly date Jewish or not. It's definitely something I do prefer because I do want to marry Jewish and I do want to raise my children Jewish. But the issue that I run into is that the Jewish community in Toronto is so small, like anywhere, because there's so few of us. And I feel like I already know everyone or have gone out or like hooked up with them. And so that's like the one part. I feel like I've kind of just like explored all my options, or I'm not really interested in the other options, or I feel like I can't really find what I'm looking for in a person and a partner in the options that are available of single Jewish men in Toronto, and so it gets quite frustrating. I use dating apps like Hinge, and I put the Jewish filter on and off. I've used Locks Club, but there's not many Toronto Jews on it. It's mostly like New York, Miami, Chicago, LA, which isn't always super convenient because obviously I live in Toronto. I've used JSwipe. I really don't like it. I've met people in person. Honestly, I'm hoping on meeting someone organically whenever it does happen. It's not my favorite thing to go on Hinge dates and dating app dates. I feel like Hinge is really broken. I've been seeing so much stuff on TikTok about how much Hinge sucks and how it's like no longer as good as it used to be, blah, blah, blah. But I find dating Jewish in Toronto is kind of frustrating. If any of you are Toronto Jews and are listening, or maybe you are Jewish and live somewhere else in the world, I'd love to hear your experiences. So like feel free to DM me on Instagram. It's definitely interesting. And I think the last question is, what is your ideal man? What is my ideal man? I feel psychotic talking about this, but definitely someone that is athletic, like lives a healthy, active lifestyle. I don't like going out with guys that are too obsessive over like calories or macros, or like are super like intense about everything just because of my restrictive past and like obsessive past. It's kind of triggering to me. But I like guys who are active. Like I love runners and stuff like that. We're going to start more with like more materialistic things, surface level things. Okay, so athletic, taller than me. I'm 5'5", so they don't have to be like 6 foot, whatever. But 5'9", 5'10". 5'10" is normally like ideal. Darker hair, so like brunette. I like a guy with nice hair. Lighter eyes, preferably like green or blue or like hazel or something, is always a bonus. I like a pretty boy. I don't know. I'm always just like into the pretty boys, like Shawn Mendes, Justin Bieber. You know the vibes. Like, I'm definitely a pretty boy girl. Typically end up going for like finance or investment banker people. That's just, I don't know, what I'm drawn to, because I really do like someone who is very intellectual, is very self-driven, hardworking, motivated, is passionate about their career, like wants to provide. Are there a lot of fuckboys that fall into everything that I've discussed? Yes, but I'm willing to fish my way through and search through it. I like someone who's family oriented, down to earth, that I can just have fun with, who is chill, who is decisive and confident and sure of themselves, who's funny and can make me laugh and I just feel comfortable with. And I feel like I can be my authentic self, just an overall good energy. I'm very picky. I'm very much aware of that. I like a guy that can make me feel taken care of and can understand like what I do and why I want to work and support me in that and push me in that and really just like challenge me in our conversations, but also still respect me. So that is my ideal man, also known as Shawn Mendes. I'm going to end the episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you all on Monday. Happy Halloween. You'll see what my Halloween costumes are. We'll keep them a surprise, but I hope you all have a happy and safe Halloween. I love you guys all so much, and we'll chat soon. Bye, guys.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.